Hi my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. It's good to be with you. If you are new to my channel or haven't been watching it for a while, welcome back. We're going to do the Jolly Bar. I have a little update on that spooky house, that free pattern. I've got to pick a border for my mushrooms, and at the end I'll give you an update on what's going on with my website. There's a little movement towards saving some of it, so I'll give you an update on that. Okay, so first we're going to do the Jolly Bar, and that is a sampler quilt along with the Fat Quarter Shop for the newest Jolly Bar book, number 5, this one, where we take some of the blocks, they've designed a layout, and then we go ahead and we sew the blocks like twice a month. And so the block for this month, or the second block for this month, is the Refractions quilt block, and that is actually a gorgeous block. It is really neat because of the way that you can kind of play around with the colors. Now this is all done really scrappy because the Jolly Bars are half of a layer cake. They are an exclusive pre-cut size from the Fat Quarter Shop that they do for just a select number of fabric lines. And whenever you buy one of the lines, you also get a free pattern with it. And this is Corey Yoder's A Bloom fabric that I'm working with for this project. Okay, so in the back there, whoops, let me move this stuff. Let me just move that down. There, so you can kind of see the bottom row that we have done, and then the other two corners up there. The light's blowing that one out, the colors out just a little bit. Okay, so here is my scrappy one. My friend Bobby is helping me sew all this while I am trying to help my mom navigate some pretty serious health issues. So, Bobby's been helping me out with the sewing. Mwah, to my friends who helped me. Okay, so I also have done a bit of the sashings, which you will get the sashing directions at the end. Also, the Fat Quarter Shop, each week that they put out a block, you can go get the schedule. They also do a one-page, this is how many of these numbers, like this is how many A blocks you cut. So you would look at your pattern in here to see, or just doing one block. Okay, so how does it look? Let me put it up on the wall so we can see them all together. Ooh, look at that. I really love it. I love the scrappiness of this line with all the colors that are in it. It gives that sort of more pastel-y fall feel. One cool thing about this block is that these can give, whatever colors used in here, can give kind of a different look. And so if I did all really light colors, let me just do a mock-up. So if I did very light, and let's pick one that's got a little bit of here, this one does. There we go. It's got a little bit. So we get rid of those darker grays there, and look at that. Look how different the block looks. And if they were all light, all the cream in there instead of any kind of other color, you can see here. Let me see. I think this is always fun to do. You can audition this, just folding like this, before you sew anything. There, look at that. It gives like a really different look because now the center is very light and you have the focus all on the outside. So you can play around so well with this block, and you can make it really scrappy like this, or you can make it much more controlled. Very fun. I love the samplers, and it's so fun to see them scrappy every now and then, like super scrappy. And that's what that Jolly Bar lets you do, because you only have a 5x10 piece of fabrics to sort of put around the whole thing. Sometimes you might have a few duplicates, but it is a really fun way to work if you've never worked like that. Okay, I want to talk about that free pattern. Here it is. This is the pattern and what it looks like when it's all made up and how you download it. And I did some work on cutting, so let's take a look. I'm using one of these large design boards. I think they're the 18-inch. So this is the square that's different than the roof. So the roof gives definition when it's got a different color. And it'll be a sew and flip. You can also do it as a regular half square triangle unit if you want. Either way, you're going to have a cutaway because you're only making one of them. You have a leftover because there's only one. And then on the big rectangle, you do the other side so that the roof looks like that. And I put all of the figures in. I decided to load there's 2 pumpkins here, and then I put the pumpkin girl on this side so I didn't have all the pumpkins on one side. And I could put a pumpkin in the middle like this, but I really find the mummy kind of adorable in the middle. So I will leave it like that. And many of you wrote that you also bought this fabric. It was Melissa Mortison's from a few years back. It's just so stinking cute. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the polka dot for the house. Here it is all laid out, ready to sew. I do like it horizontal. For those of you who voted horizontal, there we go. There we go. Vertical for the roof stripe. And then horizontal for the door again. And I have more of this and I have more of this. This might be cute for binding eventually. I have it all out on the design board, and I do think between this and getting the mushroom border on, these are the things that I'm going to work on sewing this coming week, plus the, where are they? Okay, let me see if I can grab them. Hold on. I also have this mini muffin block laying out. Now this is just one of 4. I have the 9 patches for the other 3 blocks. So this is one of 4, but I have that laying also there to do as I starts and stops as I'm working on the border and that house. And I really do. I'm feeling like I want to get back to my sewing to some extent. I have done extraordinarily little since probably end of May, something like that. Anyway, I will get to it. It'll happen. Okay, let's talk about the mushroom quilt, because I did not yet put the white border. I want to do some measuring for the space on my wall here. And let me just get the other camera. Here's the mushrooms without the white border, and I want to put it here. But I have to do some measuring. Like right now, without any borders, it goes to about right here. So what I have to do is measure what that width is between like the half of that pair over to that border, because this size is really good for this wall, and then see how much white and how much of a printed border, just like the pairs have, that I want to put on the mushroom blocks, the mushroom quilt. So let's take a look at some border options. It's easier to show it like this on the table. So here is the border with a lot of the big critters in it, and I would have some amount of white, but you can kind of get a feel for it from that upper border on those. So that's the more dense print, or the more open print with the bigger images. The red gingham, which is I think very playful. It also reads not so much solid, because when I look at it with my own eye, I can see the gingham, but it does have a much denser color, not as much pattern. Then the red flowers, which are like, the flower field here. So that is, of course, much, much denser. And it still gives movement. So you don't feel like the gingham, where it reads a little bit more solid. You definitely get the pattern. And I am leaning towards that. So I'm kind of tossing the gingham out right now. But if you love the gingham, please vote for it. And the mushrooms in my Tiny Secrets is one of my favorites. And I wanted to use the pink, the red for the border, so that's the pink mushrooms. There you can see right below it's the mushrooms on cream, but I wanted the color of the pink, and it does have kind of a pinky red, I think, color tone to the whole thing, even though I do have some blue mushrooms. Give me your vote. Vote, vote, vote in the comments below. Before I give you an update on the website, first I had some mail from Gina in Colorado. She sent me a postcard just with a very sweet note. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Gina. And from Carol in Florida. Super cute little card. And then she sent along, look how sweet this is. Okay, I'm gonna have to crack this open. Yeah? Just got to do it. It is so cute and tiny, and I think it comes with everything, like the little hoop and everything. So this is probably about how big it is. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, I can see it in here. There we go. Look at that. Look how stinking cute that is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Carol. Plus, look at this gorgeousness with the velvet top. Look underneath. Ah, how gorgeous. Mwah, mwah. And also just a massive, massive thank you to all of you who have written just comments on my YouTube or my Facebook to me. A couple emails. Keep them here on YouTube and stuff. It's a lot easier for me. But thank you so much for those sweet words, for asking about my mom, for all of the wonderful notes about my website issue and thoughts about helping with that. I just appreciate it immensely, so much. You don't even know. Some of you have been here, you know, but I've got a lot going on. Just so many things, so much overload. Let me just give you a brief on what's going on with the website. I have to give a massive thank you to Nicole of Sisters Quilts. Sisters Choice Quilts. Here is Nicole's website. She wrote me the other day because she has been also on TypePad for like 18 years. You know, those of us who started writing on websites, you know, 18 to 25 years ago, whatever it was. Such a long time ago. And she also had a lot of data and did not really want to lose it. So she found a gentleman, a tech guy on Fiverr, and Fiverr is a place where you can find people to do all kinds of different services for you. That's been around a very long time, and she had great success with him moving her website to a new place. So I contacted him. You know, my trouble is now I'm late to the game, but I am very, very blessed that he was able to take me on as a client, and my stuff is a little bit complicated, so he is working through it. Hopefully he can get it moved, and then all the pictures and PDFs moved. So it's two things, all the text and then the pictures and the PDFs. I have the pictures and PDFs, but I'm never going to go spend the time to manually insert them again back into articles. That would take me years. And I have no motivation to do that. But there are technical things that can be done to pull them from TypePad over to your new place. Our problem is time. TypePad says they will go down, they will be gone after the 30th of this month, and I am writing this on Saturday. I anticipate, as many of you know, the website went down for like 2 days earlier this month. I anticipate that happening again, and who knows, once it goes down again, they may just say that's it and close it up. So time is not on my side, but he is working on it. Let me just show you what Pat Sloan Quilts, which is where we're moving it to, looks like right now. As of Saturday, the tech guy is loading stuff up there. It is text, but there are some images. Let's say I go to my gallery, and you can see there's some stuff in here, and some pictures came in, which is great. There. Oh, so, you know, it's not too bad. I don't think I loaded pictures for all of that stuff. And some of the links, I'm not going to go back. You know, it may go to things that don't exist anymore. That's just the way it is. Now, if there is like a download, such as like the fabric lines, right now, so far, all the downloads are still going to TypePad. So when I click that, it actually goes over to the old website still, TypePad. And that's the part that still has to be transferred, is that all of these PDFs and all of these images have to go to the new service. And hopefully that can be done. Hopefully it can be done by the 30th, or when TypePad decides to crash and burn, because I'm sure it is going to crash again towards the end of the month. So that is not formatted. That is something that will be like the third step of the process. Move the text, move the PDFs and photos, then format it. And formatting happens on the new platform, so it can be after TypePad. So there might be a point where things are really a mess for a little while till the formatting is in, and I then have to go and probably do some things possibly to adjust it based on, like, I did things, I kind of like worked the system harder than it was designed to be, creating different kind of things that I used that worked for me. And so being able to recreate those on a new platform where I am not familiar with the technology, it just could take me a while. So it may look kind of messy for a while. It may look messy forever if I just leave it like that, who knows. We will also redirect if you go to like blog.patsloan, the blog.typepad.com, or any other old link, it may get redirected. We're going to try to set up all the redirects to come to PatSloanQuilts.com. I can't promise anything. There's a lot of technology things here and hoops to be jumped through to make this happen. And I'm very grateful to the tech support that is working on it. Okay, so that's where we are. The royal we. And so you have both your Jolly Bar, if you're working on that one, and mushrooms. And tell me which border you like. I did collect some mushroom photos, so maybe next week or the week after, maybe even for, who knows, next week after, maybe I can go ahead and do a little parade of mushrooms. So if you have not shared your mushrooms blocks yet at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook, do that, and I will try to grab them. And I'm sorry if I miss somebody's. I'm doing the best that I can. Okay, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.